mode.
Good morning everyone and welcome to our Cruiseco intranet training. I'm Amber Reed, your Inside Sales Exec. You'll notice today you guys are all muted because we've got so many of you online, so it's a bit sort of difficult to have everybody talking at once if you've got questions. So we've actually got Greg Wilson, your sales exec here, and if you'll see there's a little box that says questions, feel free to type any of those in there and he will answer them for you. So today we're going to run through basically how to get onto the Cruiseco intranet and what it involves. So every Cruiseco member agency is provided with a login and a password, which is one per office. Check with your manager if you don't have your office login, and if they don't have it either, then flick an email through to sales and one of us will look it up and get that through for you. So to access the Cruiseco intranet, you need to go to our general website, just our cruising.com.au, which is the one you can see in front of you at the moment. And then you can log in here at the top with agent login. I've already logged in for you just to save a little bit of time. So here we go. So this is basically what it will look like. I've used Discovery Travel, so as you can see, the logo up here will be your office's logo. It's not the Cruiseco logo, provided you've given them to us, and it'll have all your details. So on the front page, we'll run through the menu bar on the side in a moment, but basically this front page is very similar to the home page of the cruising.com.au with all the latest hot deals as on their website. You'll notice we've got two big buttons up here. Hot deals are the ones that you can find on the website as well, including our cruise news promotions and things like that. Next button is the Cruiseco Advantage Corner. So Cruiseco Advantage Corner is only available on the members' intranet site. Consumers can't see this. Basically, it's where you can find a list of cruises that Cruiseco has group allocation of cabins available, and the cruise fare we've secured offers a price advantage over the sort of current FIT pricing now available out there that you'd see on the website, more in Cruising Power, etc. Mainly, we've got price advantages on Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Princess, Holland, America occasionally, and a few of the others as well. So we'll just have a look. As you can see, they're all done by destination. So if we were looking for a cruise around, say, Australia and New Zealand, we click on that, and as you can see, at the moment there are quite a few that we've got on Celebrity Solstice. So you know, basically, if we're going on these days, if you've got someone that's interested in, for example, in the 2nd of February sailing, you can tell straight away that on the categories 2B, C2, and A2 that Cruiseco has allocation on. We've actually got better pricing than FIT pricing by $200 to $250 per person. And as you can see, if we look, say, down at this 8th of Feb sailing, we've actually still got allocation available where it's sold out FIT. So at the moment, you guys being Cruiseco members are the only people that can book into this allocation, and that gives you a fantastic advantage over your competitors who, you know, someone walks in and says they've been looking at it and that's a cruise they really want to do. You guys are the only ones that can jump in and book it. So that's where you can find all of those. They do get updated regularly, and sort of I think it's about Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on product team, sort of their timing and things like that, and when the new promotions get sent through to us, that should be updated for you. So we'll just jump back to the home page. Next, we're just going to run through the intranet menu down here on the left-hand side. So first we've got the Cruiseco Statement of Business Practice. So we'll just click on that. The Cruiseco Statement of Business Practice is basically, we ask a copy of the document, which I'll show you in a second. It's given to every passenger at the time of booking one of our charters or our exclusive products. Internet's going a little bit slow at the moment, so just bear with me. Basically, it's a document explains sort of that Cruiseco reserves the right to increase or decrease the cruise pricing on our charters or exclusive products and to control the yield. Oh, it's still not working. Hang on. We might just jump into another way. Give me 2 seconds. So we can increase or decrease the pricing as the sailing date approaches. So generally, while the price increases closer to sailing, often there's last-minute specials that might be introduced to fill remaining inventory. So once your client books, they agree to the price confirmed to them at the time of booking, and we will not reduce their fare later on if there's a special deal. I'm not sure why this isn't showing up for us. Let's try one more time, otherwise we'll move on to the next piece. Here we go. So this is where you can find it, and this is what we ask that you print off. You get your passengers to sign it, or you just print off the file. As long as they've all got a copy, we would greatly appreciate it. Next is about our concierge. So I won't obviously take you through all the details on this part. You can jump in and have a little read a bit later. But our Cruiseco concierge is available to assist consumers visiting our website with their cruise inquiry. Once a client's chosen their cruise and we've booked it for them, the booking is handed over to a client's preferred Cruiseco travel agency. So you can find out more how referrals are made by reading the questions and answers found on the intranet here. So it goes through all the details. But in general, we usually recommend several Cruiseco agencies within a close proximity to the client's home or work address and ask the client to choose. We may also refer to the Cruiseco knowledge base, which I'll tell you a little bit more about in a second. And this is sort of list all your consultants in your office experience, and that's mainly for when we're referring niche, boutique or luxury cruises. Next, we've got Cruiseco contact details. Pretty straightforward. It's just a general contact details for all our Cruiseco staff. You'll find our names, our titles, and our email addresses. Once again, kept as up to date as we can. And up the top, we can get through to it, we'll give you the general reservations email address, as well as the 1-800 number, the toll-free number for you, and the number to get through to sales and marketing. Sorry, our internet seems to be very slow at the moment to click through things, but that's where you can find that. Here we go. So, yeah, as you can see, all those details are up the top here, and then we've got all the information about Cruiseco, and that's listed on here. And our personal email addresses, work email addresses. Next, we've got the Cruiseco terms and conditions. So I won't once again read through all of this, but I'll just give you a brief outline. Basically, Cruiseco for deposits, Cruiseco has a standard deposit of $1,000 per person, which is applied on all bookings. Some larger ticket cruise bookings, for example, like World Cruising and special charters and things like that, do require a greater deposit, which will be adjusted on your invoice. And also, as you know, many cruise lines now have a lower deposit than the $1,000. We're happy to accept the minimum deposit requirement of the cruise line. Just check it with our reservations team because we need to manually adjust it on your invoice. If it doesn't, if you sort of get your invoice through and it's at $1,000, just send an email through the email team and they'll be able to adjust it for you. It's not a problem at all. Next, we've got the, cancellations. I'll just run through those quickly as well. Cruiseco's got a standard cancellation fee of $100 per person on all bookings, which is an additional to any applicable cancellation charges by the cruise line or by yourselves, and on the agency sort of a cancellation fee for their time as well, which is basically the same thing for our time and our staff. If the client does want to rebook another cruise at the same time as cancelling, we will actually waive the $100 per person fee, but the clients, just keep in mind the clients might still be charged a fee by the cruise line, but we'll sort of waive ours. Documentation. Documents are sent out approximately 2 weeks prior to the departure date. If your clients are departing earlier, please do let our reservation staff know as soon as possible, and we'll endeavour to have the documents ready in time for you. Next up, we've got the Authentic Asia series. So we've put this one together for our Authentic Asia charters, which is your Burma, Mekong and India. We've popped a few bits and pieces that we think will be really helpful for you, so we've got helpful information. On this, we've got a guide to booking the Cruiseco charters, and it kind of runs through what they are, the brief outline details on the ship. I'll show you that for a second here. So it downloads here. Really, really handy to print out and have it in your office for your staff to read over if you haven't had a chance to do the Authentic Asia series training. So you can print this out. It tells you basically when we run, when it was launched, the outline details of the packages, and it goes through Burma, India, and we've got a little bit on the music cruises there as well. We've got the what to know before you go for Vietnam and Cambodia on there as well. Your clients will get this with their documentation as well, but it's there. We will be putting up the new one for Burma shortly and for India once that's all finalised as well. Other items that we've got on here, we've got some presentations we've put together. We're happy for you guys to use these. You can edit them and put your logos in and things like that as well if you've got film nights or client evenings or just want to run through them in your office. So we've got one for each of the 3 Authentic Agent series there. We've got some reviews. The reviews are done by agents who have been on board at the moment. We've got one for Burma and one for Cruiseco Venture on there. They're really handy just to see sort of our sort of perspective on what it was like, and everyone has done it was sailing as a passenger. And then we've also put the Authentic Agent booking forms for you there as well, so you don't need to contact our charter team. They're all there handy for you, and you can just get those instantly whenever you need them. Cruise line terms and conditions. With the cruise line terms and conditions, these are for the various cruise lines that we sell. They're updated as regularly as we get the updates from the cruise line. Occasionally, we sort of don't hear about them until after something's changed, and it could be a little time. It just depends on the cruise company. Obviously they've got to advise us before we can update it on here. We do ask that before you relay any information to your clients that you check this with our Cruiseco reservations team first, just to make sure it's all 100% and everything else. We don't want sort of anything to go wrong with that. Cruiseco knowledge base, I mentioned that briefly earlier. I won't run through it all now, I'll just give you a quick idea. Basically, it's where you guys can go and enter your cruise experience online, so our concierge departments can access the information. Oh, it's not going to show up for me today, that's okay. But you can go and enter your ship experience based on cruises you've holidayed on, or as a familiar or inspected while on board, and our concierge team can use that to help with recommendations and bookings. Next, we've got the image library. So we've provided you with a selection of high-resolution images that you can use for your own promotional collateral, such as flyers, advertisements, newsletters, etc. These are organised by cruise lines and by destination. So if we just have a quick look, they are being sort of updated all the time. So you'll see a few that are saying coming soon, and things like that once we get into it. So as you can see, we've got ones with more details. It means we've got the images already. Coming soon, obviously coming soon. We don't have them up there just yet, but we're waiting on the cruise line to send them through. So showing an example of what it sort of does. If you click on more details, it's going to break down the cruise line as in different folders. Basically what we'll do, so we'll have a look at the ones for Cruiseco Venture. If you notice, it brings you a little zip folder just down in the corner, or depending on different computers where it brings you. You can open up that zip folder. It's got a whole heap of images here, so we can have a look. And these are all images once that pop up in a second for us that you will be able to use in any promotional activity. You don't have to worry about getting consent for them, and we've already got pre-approved consent. So I'll show you, just bring one up there for you. So for example, you wanted to put something on your website or do a little thumbnail or anything like that on Cruiseco Venture, pictures there, they're all there for you. We've got the cabins and things like that as well, or the decks, all sorts are available for you. And you're free to use those, and as I mentioned, we've got them for a lot of the cruise lines as well. We're starting to put those on there. Latest flyers. So our marketing department is always very busy putting together lots of flyers, and they're always editable, so you can send them out to your own databases. I'll show you an example of a couple. If you wish to sort of insert your logo, please speak to our marketing team, and they can try and get these done for you. But normally we need sort of a bit of notice to get everything sort of edited right up. So for example, here's one we've got for India. You guys can use these on your website, you can print them out, you can email them out. If you want, just down in this box here, as you can see, you can type in your cruise agent details or whatever you're after in there, and they'll print out for you, and you can normally save them as well. So we do them for pretty much all the cruise lines. They're constantly updated. So definitely jump on here if you guys are looking at doing any promotional activity. It's a really good start as well to give yourself an idea of what our girls are capable of creating for you. Member resources. This one's a really, really handy little link. There's lots under member resources for you. The first one that we've got is the brochure request form. So these are all the brochures that Cruiseco stocks down in our storeroom, and you can go through that and request any brochures, or if there's only one or two that you're after, just send an email through the brochures, guys, and they'll pop those together for you. We only generally get a chance to go down to the brochure in sort of 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how busy everybody is. We will try and get them out to you as soon as possible. If you know you've got an expo coming up and you need them by a certain date, please give us plenty of time to get everything ready and sent out to you. If you sort of want them the next day, we can't guarantee that, but we will do our best. Cruise Line Logo Library. So this is where we've got a collection of cruise line logos that you can use for your promotional activity as well. Very similar, obviously, to the image library, but they're all the logos for the different cruise lines, which is going to show up for me right now. Here we go. So they're all the different types that you've got. As you can see, like, for example, Azamara has all sorts of different types of logos. Celebrity, same thing. Whether you want the coloured, not coloured, with the tags, without the tags, all those, things. We've got them all here for you. Jump on. Feel free to use those as well. Cruiseco API training manual. This is basically a one-page guide on how to use the Cruiseco API 4 easy steps. We run a separate webinar on this, which I'm sure most of you will have attended. If not, or even if you would like some sort of extra support on that, there's this, and it's really, really handy. It shows you how simple it is to use our Cruiseco API. Cruiseco benefits flyer. This is really, really handy to have in the office to show your clients the benefits of booking a cruise with a Cruiseco travel agency. It's a really good branding piece. A lot of our members are using this as a branding piece for their offices. It tells you why, basically, what your Cruiseco travel agency can offer, all the different cruise lines you can book with under Cruiseco. You can edit it with your details down on the bottom again, same as all our flyers, and print those out. Really handy for film nights and things as well, just to show the range of cruise lines you can book. You might have a film night that only features 1 or 2 cruise lines, but this is really good to show your clients. They might sort of have something that they've thought about or heard about that's a bit unusual, and that's all updated there for you. Cruiseco Chronicles, you'll receive those once a month. This is our newsletter. This is just basically past copies if you want to read through those. Cruiseco Cruise Line List. I know everyone has trouble remembering which cruise lines we support, so we've got about 50 of them, and there's some really unusual ones in there. You can jump on here anytime. We try and update this for you as well, or print it out and stick it on your computer or something like that, so you've got all of that. Cruiseco Logo Library, so basically same as the Cruise Line Logo Library, except it's the Cruiseco logos that you can use. Marketing resources. So this is where you'll find all the local area marketing forms. So they're the forms that Karen's put together for any of your trade and marketing to use your local area marketing funds. Tells you how to do it, request form, and there's also, she's put together an example one for you as well, so you can see what you need to put out in here. Member contact details. This, just in case you need to get, or would like to get in contact with any of your fellow Cruiseco members or see who else we've got. They are listed by state, which will show up in a second. So along the top here we've got all the different states. You might need to find out, another Queensland member, for example, and then once you click on that, it's all listed alphabetically, and you can see who you can get in contact with at each office. After that, we'll just next we've got the Qantas frequent flyer. So this is another really, really handy flyer that our team has put together for you. We love flyers in our office. So it's a Qantas frequent flyer membership, explaining that it's free for your Cruiseco clients. They can earn and redeem points. You can put it with your details down the bottom as well. Another really handy branding tool for you, just to show you why your Cruiseco members and set you apart from everybody else. Next, we've got the Cruiseco notice board. So as you'll know, Cruiseco doesn't actually do share with strangers themselves like ourselves. If you call through, we don't have a share with strangers system. However, we've put this notice board together where you guys can all jump on, and I'll show you a few. There's lots on there at the moment. We've put this together so you guys can get your clients in contact with each other and basically do a share with stranger with themselves. So if you've got 2 clients that are interested in booking a twin cabin on a share basis, we can book them and invoice sort of each agency separate. So you've each got your own invoice, you each receive your own commission and everything else. You don't have to worry about contacting another agency to get them to transfer your commissions or anything like that. We can sort all that side of things in-house for you. But as you can see, there's lots of options here. For example, we've got an off. What have we got? We've got a lovely 75-year-old lady looking for a sheer interior cabin on a New Zealand cruise on the 9th of December. So we'll click on that. You might have someone who's come into your office that's sort of looking for the similar thing. We'll jump in, we'll have a look. It's going to show you which of your member Cruiseco agencies is looking for it, the consultant that's sort of dealing with this client, their phone number and an email address for who to contact at their office. We then sort of do stress that you try and get your clients in contact with each other to make sure they're compatible and they deal with all that side of things. But I mean, if you did have one, for example, a lady that was looking to share with something, do something similar, you get in contact with, here we go, we've got Claudia at the Travel and Cruise Company. So you can go to contact with her and you can get your clients in contact together, then let us know. We'll split the booking over the 2 files for you and invoice you guys separately. Next, we have passenger information forms. Obviously, every cruise line is very hard to keep up with, whether it's a booking site, booking form, how you send it, where you send it, everything else. We've listed them all here for all the cruise lines that we sell. So you can jump on here. This will save you calls to our reservations team, save some emails, save you guys a bit of time if you can do it all yourselves. It's really, really handy. You go straight in. If it's a booking form, as you can see, like for American Queen, you click on that, brings up the booking form, fill it out, send it back to us, and we'll get all that sorted for you. Or if it's a booking site, so for example, for In Touch with 21, you click on that, it will take you straight through to their booking site, and you can fill all the details in there. Really, really handy, quick and easy. Don't have to sort of go scrolling around on the internet trying to find them. It's all here for you. Press releases. I know a lot of you do your own marketing and things like that, or you might put editorials together. You might have your own websites where you like to sort of talk about a cruise, and rather than just saying, I've got a cruise sailing from, well, for example, look at this one, from Montreal to Boston, and this is the price. Why not sort of fluff it up? We've got a whole PR team that puts things together and makes it sound all fancy and pretty and everything else. So we list them by cruise line. So we'll just have a look at this one for Montreal to Boston, for example. You might either be doing it by destination, or you might be doing a little piece on a specific cruise line. We're happy for you to take all the wording that's used in these once it brings it up for us. And you can copy paste it, you can edit it if you need to, if it doesn't quite work for you, try again. The only thing we do stress that you check is they will often mention pricing. If it mentions pricing, you do need to get this rechecked with our reservations team, just ask them to do you a basic quote on a lead-in, for example, or whatever you're after, to make sure it's still available and that the pricing is correct. But for example, this one sounds really nice. It tells you all about where it's going, gives you a little blurb about the cruise line and everything else. Copy, paste it, put it on your website, do whatever you want with it. Happy for you guys to run with it. We've got the team there that does it. You may as well use them. And it saves you writing your own editorials as well. We've also got the newspaper advertising. So this gets uploaded every week. It's a copy of our weekly national press advertising for all states. Really handy for those of you who don't get a copy of the weekend's paper, or who have clients coming in and asking about a cruise they saw advertised by Cruiseco, 3 or 4 weeks earlier. So for example, we jump on here and have a look at what was advertised in New South Wales. They are watermarked, so you can't actually go and then print it off and use it, or copy and paste it and use it, or anything like that. And it will obviously have the agency's details of who went into the advertising. For example, if we look at a couple of weeks ago, 15th June, someone comes in and tells you, I saw an advert, you try and get more details out of them and when it was. Pop up, click on this, and it'll show us everything that was advertised. So you can see we had a non-advert, Cruiseco Venture, and Azamar. I'll show you a couple of what they look like, because they are really fantastic. Basically, you might, within your office, decide that you were interested in advertising more. You might sort of say, well, actually, the 2nd of November departure doesn't really work for me. I do like this 5th of November one. How about we put another one in as well? Email it through to our marketing girls. They're happy to sort of help you out with it. We do need, once again, at least 2 weeks' notice to get this turned around. They'll be able to sort of, for example, they could chop this out, put something else in. You might not like this picture and put another picture in. Preferably, we sort of keep it easy and try and keep it similar. We'll change all of this down the bottom, put your call to actions, your colouring, your logo, whatever you're after, down the bottom. So it just gives you an idea if you're looking at doing some ads. This is just another example for our Vietnam and Cambodia. And then I'll also show you the Asmara one we did too. So they're really, really good. You can change it around, keep it exactly the same, and pop it in your own sort of area, and the team will be happy to edit those for you. And it's just a really nice way of seeing what our amazing graphic designers here can do for you too. And obviously if you can sort of try and use what we've already got, it's going to be heaps faster for us to turn around for you. But we can always create new ads too. Webinars. This is a nice new link. As you guys all know, we've been doing quite a few new webinars over the past since the beginning of the year. Greg's done his API training. We've had Juan from Antarctica 21 in. We had Marnie from Crystal come in. And when we do them, obviously, especially when we have the cruise lines, they're normally only able to do one for us. So we'll record them as well and then pop them on here. So you can go back and have a look at them at your own time. You might want to play them to a client. Where we can, and we've got a PowerPoint, for example, with Juan's training, we've got his recorded version here, which you can go and watch. It's just a little YouTube clip, so you can jump on that at your own leisure. Or if you actually wanted to do the presentation yourself, we've got the presentation link down here too, just where we can, and you guys have it for you to use them at your own film nights and things, and back those up. But, if you've got any questions, Greg and I are both going to be here for the next few minutes. Thank you for listening today.